Hey everybody, Ezra here. Excited for some new content today. As I mentioned in my newsletter last month, through CS Angel, I have invested in UpdateAI. So today I wanted to give you a bit of a glimpse into what they are building and how that is going to have an impact in the customer success space. So a little background on UpdateAI and the impact that it's going to have on CSM. So one thing we're seeing across the world is that CSMs are overwhelmed, so many meetings, admin work, and other things that are leading to stress and burnout. So we figured with AI, there should be a way to make this easier. So what Update AI has done has to create the first and only digital assistant for CSM. So they're using some Zoom integration, some Chat GPT to really automate and capture what's happening in your client engagement. So notes, insights, helping you with follow-up emails, and really making sure you're prepared for the meetings ahead without you having to do any of the legwork yourself, with the idea that this will give you more time to really focus on what you want to do most, which for most CSMs is engage with customers, help them solve their problems, and help them see value with the software that you're working with. I'm really excited today to be joined by Mickey Powell, who is the co-founder of Update AI, and he spent the last 10 years working for public and private SaaS companies, doing sales, operations, enablement, and customer success. He's a dedicated lifelong learner and loves uncovering new ways to see and navigate the world with technology. He currently leads the go-to-market for Update AI, and when he's not learning, he's spending his time with his family in the Orange County, California area. So I have some questions for him today. So we'll love to hear from him around what they're doing and how the impact they're making. So I'll start off, Mickey, just with the first question of would love to hear from your mouth of the overview of Update AI and what inspired you to go on this journey.
Yeah, so I've been a CSM myself. I know what it's like to be in back-to-back meetings, to be overwhelmed, and then the end of my day is blocked off for an hour just to catch up with all the work that I know is going to come up. And I don't know about you, but like when that 4 o'clock, admin hour block hits, the last thing I want to do is like sit in front of my computer for another hour, typing in notes, sending emails, doing all those things. And Josh, CEO and founder, and I, he comes from product development, I come from customer success, and we both realized, hey, there's a huge need for customer success, completely underserved. They need more time back in their day, and there's really just no tools out there that are doing this for them. In fact, a lot of the tools that are out there, which I have lots of experience with, they usually add more work, not less. So I wanted to do something to not only save them time, but I knew that there would be a bigger impact on them. And that's what gives me a lot of joy, is because like I know how stressful it is. I know how hard it is to focus. And CSMs that are using Update are telling me every single day that like there's so much less stress. They have so much more peace of mind. They can focus on their conversations with their customers. So that is not only how we're inspired, but what continues to inspire us to develop this further.
No, I love that, and I completely agree. I think there's so many products out there, but the ones focused on customer success are fewer and farther between. So I love this focus, and I think there's so much power there. So again, thumbs up. Really excited that you guys are going down this path. So as we think here a little bit, I've got like who should be using this platform, where it goes, like whose hands it should be in. Like where do you see the ideal persona in CSM who should be using Update AI?
Yeah, so the good news is it's super easy to use, and I think every CSM should be using it. And Ezra, like I will go on record that 2 years from now, whether it's Update AI or not, you will not be taking notes on your meetings anymore. That like it is actually like the technology is now here and it's here to stay and it's not going away. So anybody who has meetings where you need to take notes is the right customer, the right person to use Update AI, but we have specifically designed it for CSMs. So, we have users all over the world, but we definitely focus in on like B2B, like business to business CSMs that have conversations with customers over, Zoom for now, but Google Meets and Teams in the future. We are developing more features to help leaders, but right now it's really just like hyper focused on helping CSMs that talk to customers.
I love this, and I'm hoping this comes to fruition. I'm ready to not take notes anymore, and to have that virtual assistant, as we say, to kind of be that well, not person, but robot, I guess, or AI person to help us, cut that out, and make again our job more focusing on the customer and the work ahead of us. Awesome, and you touched a little bit on kind of the future sense of working with leaders and CS organizations. How do you see that coming about and the impact that can be made with that group as well?
Yeah. So, you know, I recently led CS operations at Zora before UpdateAI. And I can't tell you how many times I've sat in a room with cross-functional peers and had to argue for resources or attention or just, and I know that the phrase is the seat at the table. And it's not only frustrating, but I think everybody in CS thinks that it's bad for the organization and bad for the customers. So when we think about working with leaders, we think about the same way, with CSMs, like what is the problems in their day that if we solve, it's going to make their lives better, it's going to make their team better and the company better. And what do we have at our disposal? And the short answer is data. So every time a CSM has a phone call with a customer, that is a mound of useful insights about that customer. And the analogy I always use is like your team is having, 5 meetings per CSM per day, hundreds, thousands per year. That is like an oil well that is just spouting oil into the air. And, you grab your cup and you're like, oh, I got a little bit. Cool. And then there's a million gallons that's just like on the ground, not being used. The unfortunate part is the technology wasn't there until recently. ChatGPT, AI has really unlocked this. So we actually think that the very first thing that we're going to do is, and we're working on, and we're going to launch that this year, is we're going to automatically extract and surface the risks and the product feedback for leaders in a way that they can actually digest, they can see trends, they can drill down, and they can make better decisions. That's step one. Step two is we're going to start providing cross-functional teams with the data that they need to make decisions.
That's amazing. I love that vision. And I think, yeah, such a powerful thing for CS organizations to have is getting more of that data. I think, we've heard this ask around data, and I think exactly your point, these are places where it can come from. So we've talked a little bit about the future here and things that are coming. Anything else that you're really excited about for the future of the platform?
Yeah, I think there's a whole area that we know we want to explore, and we just have to, we have to prioritize, as is any good startup. And it's all around coaching and enablement and learning with data what makes a good CSM, what makes an average CSM, what makes us, extremely superior experience with every superlative you could think of CSM, and then start building that into the platform to help everybody up level. Because one of the things that I love most about customer success managers is and I'm not going to curse, but I want to, they love to learn. And there's so much. Like last month alone, we had 13,000 calls that were processed on UpdateAI. The month before, 10,000. So in a very short order, we're going to have hundreds of thousands of phone calls. So I think there's a whole enablement, coaching, learning, getting better aspect of this product that we can develop, but it'll just have to take time because, we have a strategy and we think the data is the next big thing.
I love that. And as a manager myself, I think, so important to be able to do some of that coaching with the team. And I think the more data you can have to drive that, the better. So super excited there as well. All right, last question. And I know you already made some predictions about the future of customer success. No more note taking. I'm going to hold you to that one. But I would say in general, any other big predictions for the future of customer success?
Yeah, I actually think we're going to continue to see more of this kind of like horizontal integration. And here's what I mean. For instance, Gainsight just bought NorthPass, which is a customer education platform. They previously bought Insighted, which is a community platform. So it's very clear they're going for this, like, hey, we have everything under our roof that you need for your customers, not too dissimilar to Microsoft and their platform plays. So where I think that's going is the CS org is going to know how to do I mean, they already do this today, but they're going to have to get much better at customer marketing. They're going to have to get better at data analysis. They're going to have to get better at creating training internally and externally. Like all of the things that a whole organization throws their weight behind, CS is going to have to learn how to do, like probably 60 to 70% of it. You know, the most advanced stuff, you'll always have to go to a professional. But the long story short is, whether it's a data scientist or an enablement person or, you know, somebody on the marketing team, they don't have enough time for you. They've got their own job. It's nothing against you, but they have their own goals and KPIs and things that they need to hit. So number one, I think this like consolidation of platform, you know, as like the CS org is going to continue to happen. But number two, I think a lot of it is going to be driven off of what we hear from customers and leveraging that using AI. And the third prediction I'm going to make, and this may be 5 years from now, this may be 10 years from now, I think we will see some semblance of a highly advanced like CSM chatbot or something similar. And I don't say that to try to scare people into like you're going to lose a job. I actually think it might be something as simple in the beginning as, hey, we're replicating this like persona of what we want a CSM at our company to be, and it assists our CSMs so that like if Mickey goes on PTO for 2 days, the chatbot can kind of like carry the load a little bit, and it has the context of all the conversations. Or if you need to transfer an account between CSMs, that through line, making that handoff easier, will be this like this digital CSM. And then if you have a long tail of customers that you need to do some sort of digital scale approach, it'll be first through this chatbot. And that technology is pretty much there today, but nobody's actually developed that product yet. So I don't know, maybe UpdateAI will do it. We'll see.
Awesome. Love the predictions. And I've seen a couple software starting to play in that space, but I think they're not all the way there yet. So love the predictions. Thank you again for spending the time with us here today. For those out there, check out UpdateAI. And thanks for spending the time with us.
Thanks, Ezra.